Hey everybody, welcome back to Newegg TV. I'm Steve. Today I'm going to do an overview on these Galaxy Gear smartwatches from Samsung. And as you can see, Samsung went with sort of a faux print of this particular print of wood, I suppose it is, like the wood grain you see there, but it is the Galaxy Gear smartwatch. So let me go ahead and spin around to the back and show you some of the features of this smartwatch. It does have a 1.63-inch Super AMOLED display, also a 1.9 megapixel autofocusing camera. For connectivity, you do get Bluetooth 4.0. The sensors installed in this particular device, we have a sensor hub, a gyro, and accelerometer. Also, it's capable of HD 720p recording. It has two microphones, noise canceling being for one of them, I'm assuming, and also one speaker. So let's go ahead and open this box. Okay, so you get a couple things in the box. First and foremost, I'll start with this. It's the charging adapter. This is the power adapter you're going to need. It is a micro USB connector. You can see there. Also, it does come with a charging dock, which is interesting because it actually needs to kind of clamshell attach itself around the device using these gold connectors here to attach to the back of the watch itself. Also, it allows it to obviously charge because it's a charging dock, but also the NFC connectivity doesn't happen until after you connect this, so I'm curious if maybe the NFC chip's actually inside this or not. Also, these watches, I did forget to mention, are primarily used for the Galaxy Note 3, although there is a new update that was just announced from Samsung allowing the Galaxy S4 Mini and the Galaxy Mega both to have connectivity to this particular watch, so keep that in mind if you're in the market for this particular one. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and show you the quick reference manual, which is actually really helpful. Definitely going to need this manual in order to go down the list of things that are required of you to get it connected, as well as kind of the ins and outs of where everything is. Go around to the back here and show you the rest of this particular manual and kind of give you some ideas of what you can expect in terms of help. Then we also have a health and safety and warranty guide from Samsung, so some information in here about that, some stuff from the FCC. They also give you a special note. Oops, that's the Spanish version. Stop before returning your product to the store. If you're having difficulty with your Galaxy Gear setup, please call them directly at that 1-888 toll-free number. I assume that's toll-free, I should say. Also, some helpful hints at Samsung's website there, .com/Galaxy Gear support. And there's also a very small QR code down here. So the Samsung Galaxy Gear comes in a wide variety of colors, and one of them actually has a different watch face frame here. This one's actually the color is called rose gold, separate than the others that have sort of a silver finish to them, or maybe a stainless steel, depending on how you look at it. And then other than that, they all have different watch band colors. And I want to mention that other than those two differences, essentially they're all the exact same hardware. So on my right here, I just want to tell you guys the names. This is Mocha Gray, Oatmeal Beige, Rose Gold, Wild Orange, Lime Green, and Jet Black. Then I want to mention one last thing in terms of compatibility. Of course, the Galaxy Gear is already compatible with the Note 3, but it also will be extending that compatibility list to include the Galaxy S4, the S3, and the Note 2, thanks to the Android 4.3 Jelly Bean update. Also, Samsung plans on rolling out their own updates to add more devices towards the end of October. That compatibility list will expand to include the Galaxy S4 Mini, S4 Active, Mega 5.8, and Mega 6.3, as well as the S4 Zoom. And guys, please note that the software update schedules for each device will vary by country and carrier. All right, so let's take a look at the black smartwatch. Now, the switch here on the side actually wakes up the device itself, and I can actually tap on the screen and slide it over to show you other things. But let me talk about the hardware first. This is, as I mentioned before, 1.63-inch Super AMOLED display capable of 320 by 320 resolution. The processor running this is Samsung's own 800 megahertz Exynos CPU. It does have a 1.9 megapixel camera with a BSI sensor. It is capable of 720p video recording and playback. There are two microphones on this thing, and there's one on one side and one on the other next to the power and sleep switch. Now if I flip this to the back here, see if I can actually open the buckle up and show you, there's a speaker right here in the center, and to the left of that, or my left I should say, are the gold contacts that you'd need in order to hook up the dock. That gives you both NFC connectivity as well as the ability to charge it because there's no ports on this. The watch itself has sort of a belt buckle here, not a belt buckle, a swivel buckle that actually connects with a snap. It does seem like it's stainless steel, I believe. Also some screws here, if I can flip it around. Actually, they're not screws. They are a special head that I can't actually see. Looks like star shape. Yeah, starred. And as well as it being kind of I guess like a plastic or rubberized or vinyl style band that isn't removable because, as I mentioned already, the camera is part of the band. So you are going to be able to use just this band with this particular smartwatch. Also, internally, we have a Bluetooth 4.0 connectivity, an accelerometer and gyroscope, 4 gigabytes of onboard storage, a 512 megabytes of RAM, I should say, 315 milliamp hour battery. Let's take a look at some of the other features. All right, so as you guys can see, I can just turn this on as I showed you earlier, but also if I tap it, I can go into the weather. It shows you here we are in Industry, California, the date and the time, which is actually wrong. It's not, oh, it's 11 a.m. that it updated it, excuse me. Yeah, it's 4:45 right now. Time is flying. And if I spin through this, you can actually see the forecasted weather using, it looks like AccuWeather. Then if I just hit this button one more time, go back to the main page, I can swipe, show you notifications once it's connected to the phone, and I had any notifications that happened while it was connected, it would actually do that. Move forward again to S-Voice, which is basically allows you to make voice commands to the phone itself. You can use voice commands that include making phone calls, contacting, scheduling, as well as setting up tasks or alarms, clocks, setting the clock or time.
Find any matching tasks.
Oh, that's great. Thank you very much for checking. Also, the applications that you want to go to or messages, as well as weather and help. And I'll just hit the back button here, go back one more and flip through to the next. In the list here, we have voice memos. You could set up your own voice memos, and that would, of course, allow you to, keep track of whatever list you needed to make, or set basic recordings of some kind of reminder you need to make for yourself. So I've recorded that, hit stop, and go up here and hit play on that one. Is that the one I just made? That's the one I made earlier. You needed to make, or set basic recordings of some kind of reminder you need to make for yourself. So flip to the next one. Remind me that I'm making a video. So, and we'll click back out of that and flip ahead again out of that into galleries. I've actually taken a couple pictures here. Here's one of Jenny sitting at one of our stations here. This is our streaming station. We just had that Battlefield 4 live stream. That was fun. Another picture Tina took of me standing over here. You could also take videos as well. Let me go ahead and back out of that and flip through some more. Let's see, here's the media controller. That's just how you'd actually be able to play your music via whatever's on your phone currently. Pause and play obviously in the middle, volume up and down, and track forward and back. Let's see if I can back out of that and go to the next area. Let's see, now we're on to pedometer. So of course, if those of you who don't already know what a pedometer is, you're probably going to want to Google that. Go ahead and turn it on. Are you male or female? We're going to back out of this. But that being said, of course, a pedometer is helpful if you're trying to keep track of your exercise during the day in terms of your steps. You can do all your settings for the clock, for the sound, for the volume, display, battery, Bluetooth connection, your privacy lock, as well as your language, resetting this particular Galaxy Gear, as well as info on the Galaxy Gear itself. We're going to go ahead and get out of there because that's obviously for debugging. Flip all the way down to the end here, which is apps. Now, in terms of the apps, you can see what's here. We have the archive, the camera, as well as contacts, and the dialer. Let's see if we have any other ones. Of course we do. The timer, today's schedule, voice memo, and weather. And we have the pedometers, the S-Voice, settings, and stopwatch, and that's probably it. Nope, find my device, which is helpful if you end up losing your phone and you know kind of which room it's in. You could sort of do a hot and cold method, and as you get closer to your device, it'll beep louder. And it works actually the other way around too, from the phone to finding the watch. Your logs here, as well as media controller, which I already showed you, and the gallery. Let's see if I got anything else in there. No, that's it. I think that should be it. But there are more apps I should mention. That the fact that they have featured apps from eBay, MyFitnessPal, TripIt, and many more. They also have Samsung apps that I've already just shown you, as well as a chat-on messaging service. I should also mention one final thing. If you're using the camera and you're taking pictures, you can actually send those pictures via straight to your social networks directly. So it's also helpful if you end up wanting to take a picture of something really quickly and then send it to your friends on Facebook. And I wanted to mention one last thing before we part ways, the dock itself and how it actually looks when it's attached. Go ahead and attach it here, getting the gold contacts lined up. Clipping that in locks it, and if I spin it around to the other side, you can actually see the charging, the micro USB connector where you'd actually be able to charge it. Okay, everybody, that wraps up this overview of Samsung's family of Galaxy Gear smartwatches. If you liked what you saw today, don't forget to click the like button. If you haven't already done so, click subscribe to any of our various YouTube channels, and we'll see you guys soon.